Do you guys know about Thomas the Tank Engine? I'm talking about the theme song that goes way harder than it has any business going, and it's probably the reason that it's shown up in so many memes.
Y'all act like you never seen a white person before. Jaws all on the floor like Pam, like Tommy just bursting the door. G-Wagon, 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 all the housewives pulling up.
And of course, we can't leave out Thomas the Tank Engine.
I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s, the shits never end. You can't touch my riches.
Oh my god, that was like the first one I heard. It illustrates something hilarious but also incredible about this theme, and that is just how good it is. How about using the steam engine sound as the hi-hat? How good is that? It's basically trap hi-hat before trap hi-hat, right? But so the pocket's deep, the groove is great for literally no reason. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is the harmony. It's really interesting and it sounds great, and it kind of creates this iconic Thomas the Tank Engine theme sound. I feel like anytime anybody hears, we just think Thomas the Tank Engine, and that's because it's really, really unusual, but it works really well for some reason. Let's check out what it is. Now, apologies in advance because the video, it's off by quite a few cents, but we're gonna make do. So the first chord, we start right out in C. However, it's not that simple because if you actually go back and listen, all the different train sounds is the percussion, which is brilliant, by the way. We're in A flat. So we don't even start out in C, but yet the first chord of the melody is. So we're already creating this sort of expectation that this is kind of it's gonna be all over the place a little bit. A flat. Now C. But right back to A flat. So the first part of this melody, C major. Right? And then oh gosh. Wow, this is already, it's all over the place. So C major, A flat, but now we're gonna go back to basically a 2-5-1 in our original key. But then we're gonna move again. It almost sounds like a different place because the first time we hit this A flat, it was a dominant chord. We went. When we have a dominant chord, it doesn't inherently sound like it's resolved. It almost kind of feels like, oh, wait, is this home or are we going somewhere else? Because typically this would resolve to, right? But we never end up getting that D flat. We just kind of go. Now here, this almost starts sounding different because we set up that A flat again, but this time it's not dominant. This time it feels settled because we basically just do a 2-5-1. 5-1, right? Listen to that. Back in C. 2-5-1 into A flat. Again, 2-5-1. 1 into A flat. Now we finally get this D flat sound that we've kind of been hinting at a little bit. But man, I mean, just listen to how all over the place this is. C major. Some type of, it's like an A flat dominant, so we don't actually know. Is it D flat or is it just A flat dominant like it was the 1 chord of a blues form or something? And now at 2-5, back into C, okay? So we just deviated for a moment, but now we're gonna fully resolve to A flat. Now we're gonna move again, we're gonna go to D flat. Double time. A flat over the C. B flat minor 7. Back to our 1. So we just climb down there. That's it. D flat, A, but with its 3rd in the bass. B flat minor. Back down, right down to A flat. All diatonic chords. Set up the 4 again with a dominant. Same thing, we're just climbing down. But now, we change, right? So first time we just went. This time we're going. That's a very, very common classic kind of sound. It's sort of a bridge motion, right? Because we're starting on this place that the song wasn't at in the beginning. So, I mean, that's why we call it the bridge. It's a new section. But second time we do it, we're leading somewhere else. And that place that we're leading brings us back to what is going to bring us to the beginning. Because now we have this big build-up, walk down. And does it go here? No, it doesn't. Listen to this. And it brings us back to our original home base of C. So check this out. Our bridge was in D flat major. Bring us back to C major. How wild is that? So the bridge was in D flat, but the main part of the melody is in C major. So far, it's the same thing as the beginning, just repeated. Still the same. Oh. So we're ending the tune in A flat. We start the tune in C major, and we end the tune in A flat. You never feel like there's something really dropped on your head in terms of harmony that's super out there. It all kind of really flows together very nicely. And that's because, well, when you use the right chords to lead from one place to another, you can kind of make anything sound reasonably okay. That's basically what a 2-5 does. The way you could kind of connect it all is just, I mean, literally just throw a 5 in front of the new key. Now, this theme doesn't use that rule exclusively. It kind of does jump around, but it does it in such a way that the chords flow very nicely into each other, and you almost don't even realize it. So the fact that we start here, but we end the tune in A flat almost comes as a shock when you go back and listen to it, because you're like, oh yeah, I guess we ended in a different place than we started, but you almost don't even notice the transition happening. And because that's just how smoothly it works. That's how well the harmony leads into itself. So there's just 2 resolutions there. There's like a little tag. Just a diminished chord there for literally no reason. The show is actually based on a series of books called the Railway Series, which was released in 1945, but the show itself wasn't actually premiered until 1984. And I never knew this. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Ringo Starr was the original narrator of Thomas and Friends. And what's even crazier that I bet you didn't know is that replacing Ringo Starr in 1991 was George Carlin. And somebody had the absolute brilliance to create this.
The station master was furious.
Get the fuck out of here!
He said, engines going on public roads must have their wheels covered and a cowcatcher in front.
Fuck you, I don't do that,
Said Thomas.
Don't forget, if you refuse to cooperate, Mr. Policeman will beat you to death.
That's like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. The actual theme song itself was written by Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell. Mike O'Donnell is an English composer and multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, bass guitarist, and he actually worked at the Beatles' Apple Studios. And he based the original tune on the feel of Mean Mr. Mustard by the Beatles. Now that's an interesting point for me because I don't know that I necessarily hear the connection, but perhaps there was just some inspiration taken maybe from some of the harmony because Mean Mr. Mustard does have some really cool harmony going on. But Mike O'Donnell composed the tune and originally thought of having Ringo Starr do an extended version with lyrics that never ended up happening. So instead, we're left with Thomas the Tank Engine.
You can't touch my riches.
But just the way this tune is composed, you almost think it should be a standard. It would work, you could do it. With the combination of a groove that has no business being as deep as it is, pretty much made out of steam engine sounds, literal train whistles and blow-off valves and whatever else. It's a shockingly good groove, and pair that with the very unique harmony, you get something that is ingrained in our minds forever that is way better than it has any business being. And if nothing else, it has given us some incredible meme material, so there's that. But if you want to be able to hear and understand all of the harmonic stuff that's going on here, pretty much just right off the top of your head and hear it once and be like, oh yeah, that's this and this and this, that's exactly what we've created with the Harmony 101 course, which you have exactly 1 day left to get that 50% off pre-sale discount. The course is fully out, it's fully available, but we decided to extend that 50% discount for another week to give you guys a chance if you were thinking about buying and you haven't done it yet. The course is taught by one of my most influential professors that I've ever had, and he's now the director of jazz studies at my alma mater, Purchase College, and that is David De Jesus. He's a phenomenal musician with an in-depth knowledge of everything music, but especially harmony. He taught my harmony class when I was in college, and I single-handedly learned how to arrange for big band. Something I never thought I would be able to do, and yet he just put it in such a way that I was like, oh yeah, that seems doable. So I'm so excited to have him teaching this Harmony 101 course for you guys if you want to gain an understanding of harmony and how to use it in your compositions, in your playing, and your improvisation. So once again, final day to get that 50% off sale. The course is fully out. It's no longer a pre-sale course. The whole thing is out now, but that pricing is about to go away, so be sure to take advantage of that while you can. And it's the best way to support the channel so that we can continue doing what we love, which is bringing content to you guys. So thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for watching this video about a theme that just has no business being as good as it is. Let me know what other random themes we should talk about that are unusually good for what they are. Can't wait to hear your thoughts about that in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.
The first microtone was discovered by Charles Darwin more than 80 years ago when he was looking through his microscope. He was looking for diabetes. And when he saw the microtone, he said, "This must be a diabetes."
That's pretty good.
A singular diabetes.
That's good.